I am feeling really anxious right now sitting here filming this video, but I feel like I just want to get this video up and out of the way so I can just kind of move on and move forward and focus on the content that I do want to push out. But I feel like I need to explain what's been going on in my life a little bit, because 2024 did not end the way that I expected it to, and I'm starting this new year really fresh. So today I kind of just want to do a little life update. I'm going to be doing my makeup as I'm talking. I'm really not going to be talking about the products, but I will list and link everything down below for you in case you're interested. But let's do some makeup, chat, and I want to give you guys a little life update. So I am just going to get straight into this, but some of you probably already know this if you're a Bright bestie, maybe if you saw my shorts or if you follow me on Instagram. But at the beginning of December, my boyfriend and I of 4 years ended our relationship. And I'm not going to get into like too much detail about our relationship, because I do like to keep my relationships very private online, and he's also just a very private person, so I'm going to respect that. But I can tell you that nobody saw this breakup coming. I didn't see it coming, he didn't see it coming, no one around us saw this coming, but it happened. Like, you know how usually when you're in a relationship, and whether you're the dumper or the dumpee, like you can feel the breakup coming, like you know what's gonna happen, because if you're the dumper, you're the one like thinking about it, like, oh, I'm gonna end the relationship, how am I gonna do this, like we need to have this conversation, like it's gonna be so hard. Or if you're the dumpee, normally you can feel that other person like pulling away a little bit, you can feel a little bit less love coming from them, and like you can feel some tension, you know things are off. That is just not how things were with me and my ex. Like, it was literally the most normal week, the most normal Thursday day we had, and we were just like having a conversation that night, and the conversation just kind of started getting like deeper and deeper, and we both just really opened up and were honest with ourselves and with each other that the relationship just wasn't working anymore. It honestly just kind of feels like our relationship kind of ran its course. Like, there's still a lot of love between us, but there is some hurt there, some pain as well. And it kind of turned out like both of us like kind of had these thoughts of, you know, leaving the relationship and, you know, moving on our own. But there was also just a big part of us that like wanted to keep trying to make it work, you know? So the breakup happened like the first week of December. And again, nobody saw this coming. And so the next day, it just literally felt like my life was just like flipped upside down, you know? All of the plans I had going into December for the holidays and even for, you know, content and all the videos I wanted to film, I was like, well, fuck, like, I can't do this. You know, just like all of those plans you had are no longer going to happen. Oop, there it is. Okay, I collected myself. I'm really not trying to like sit here and cry on camera. I just wanted to just talk this out with you guys. I don't know. So then a lot of you guys know for December, I like to do my 12 days of tutorials where I plan every November. I had my subscribers vote on palettes they want me to use. I had the plan of uploading every other day leading up to Christmas. And then even the last week of the year, I wanted to do like an upload every day. I was gonna do all the fun like year-end videos that I was really looking forward to, you know, like declutters, 2024 favorites. I did end up doing 2024 regrets, ranking all the palettes I tried that year. Like, I had so many plans of things I wanted to get done for December, but going through a breakup really freaking threw a wrench in that plan. Like, there's no way I could have just sat in front of a camera and talked about makeup while I'm dealing with so much pain. And so luckily by that point, I do pre-film a lot of my 12 days of tutorials videos, so I was able to upload what I had already filmed. I want to say it was 5 or 6, maybe 7 out of the 12 videos. So it kind of worked out okay where I was able to space out the videos that I already had pre-filmed and kind of do like my normal upload schedule 2 times a week instead of doing every other day like I originally planned. And so because I had that content pre-filmed, that actually gave me about 2 weeks where I knew I didn't have to film content, which was honestly just such a huge relief. And I kind of just want to say, like, thank you to my subscribers for that. Like, thank you for being here and watching my videos, because I feel very like grateful and blessed that I was able to take a step back from work and kind of, you know, figure things out on my end and deal with my personal life and not having to film videos and work and everything. And I know that's just like a huge luxury to have. So I just want to say thank you for being here. So I spaced out those videos, and honestly, I don't even think anyone asked me like, hey, what happened to the rest of 12 days of tutorials? I don't know, maybe it's because some people follow me on Instagram, so like if you saw my story, you would know the breakup was happening, so like you didn't want to ask about it, but like I didn't get anyone asking me me, hey, why didn't you finish 12 days of tutorials? Another thing I kind of wanted to talk about later in this video is that like my tutorial videos are not performing well at all. So it's like I was excited to do those videos, you know, because you guys get a vote for the palettes and I love revisiting older popular palettes that you guys want to see. But it also was feeling like I was putting a lot of work into these videos and it wasn't paying off. So I kind of took about 2 weeks off from work and, you know, feeling the need to film content and stuff and just let myself feel the emotions of the breakup and, you know, start to handle that. One thing I started doing immediately, like even after we had the breakup conversation, was journal. Like I am normally not a journaler. Sure. I really only journal when something is, I don't know, I guess going wrong in my life. And I mean, I would like to become the person that journals almost daily. And I mean, I have been doing that for the last month, so I guess that's good. But anyways, yeah, literally the first thing I did was just write down all of my thoughts and feelings and emotions and reflections and everything. And I'm still doing that to this day. And it has been so, so helpful. And the crazy thing about a breakup is that every day is so, so different. And I mean, at this point, it's literally 1 month post breakup. So it's still very, very fresh. And, you know, there are some days where I have some good moments. I still cry a little bit every day, you know, for some reason. But I'll have some days that are like, they feel pretty normal. You know, I'm gymming, I'm working, I'm editing. And then there's some days that I just feel like so freaking depressed. I am crying all day. I cannot get anything done. Like it is just a huge mixture of emotions. And I'm really just trying to let myself feel the emotions and work through this because I believe that's the only way to get through it, is to let yourself feel the emotions and not like numb yourself and try to distract yourself with things or other people, I don't know. Like I really want to properly heal from this and like really work on myself. And then I also signed up for therapy for the very first time in my life and I am very proud of myself, and my first session is next week. So I'm honestly very nervous. I'm also excited to see how it helps me because I know that therapy is so, so helpful for so many people, but I know it's going to be hard too. And just like sitting there and being open and honest and reflections and everything, like I don't know. I don't really know what to expect, but I'm excited to start the process of it and just see, you know, how can I change and grow from here? One thing I've learned about myself is that I am very good at pushing my own feelings and emotions aside for other people. I know I also have a lot of like childhood stuff I want to work through in therapy, so I'm ready to kind of dive in and get started on that, you know? But it's also only my first session, so like I hope I like this therapist. I don't know what to expect. I just know that it's like the right move for me, right? I kind of already have like processed and understood the fact that him and I will never be romantic partners again, but I really could see us having a friendship in the future. Again, we have a lot of love for each other. We have a lot of similar interests and like we get along really, really well. Even during the breakup, like we had so many conversations, just very open and honest talks, and still being able to like joke with each other and like roast each other. So I'm not really like closing off that door to friendship, but you know, it's gonna be interesting to navigate. Oh, and then also my dog Rue, you guys, some people might wonder about that. So my 4-year-old mini Aussie Rue is my dog. Like she is mine. I had plans to get her as a puppy. It was actually like a couple weeks before I even met him 4 years ago. So Rue is my dog. She will be living with me permanently, but he's her father, like straight up. That's her daddo. You know, like he helped raise her and she loves him so, so much. And so that was one thing that was really, really hard because I'm still living in the space that we have only ever shared together. So I'm living here alone now because it's at my parents' house. I rent from my parents. So obviously I'm the one to stay here. Yeah, also just trying to navigate what that looks like of co-parenting a dog. I don't know. I never really thought I'd be a single mom in 2025. I'm so joking, but I'm totally a dog mom. Rue is my freaking life right now. I can tell that she misses him a lot though, and that's so hard. Be like, because dogs don't understand breakups. Like, she just thinks he up and left one day and never came back. Like, what? So then as hard as it was to go through a breakup during the holidays, like, fuck, man. I can also view it as such a huge blessing that I get to go into a fresh year with an entirely fresh start, and I get to focus 100% on myself, on my dog, on my passions, and like do what I want to do for the first time in 4 years, you know? Like, yes, I'm dealing with so much pain and a lot of hurt and sadness and confusion and so many emotions, but I also see it as so much opportunity. And another thought I had too is that I am like exactly halfway through being 28 years old because my birthday's in June. So I get to spend this second half of my 28th year of life focused on me and, you know, hopefully go into my 30s with a whole new outlook on everything is kind of what I'm hoping for. Like I said, it's been officially 4 weeks since the breakup now, and at this point I'm still struggling quite a bit, and I know it's gonna take time to heal from this. Like I said, every day is pretty different at this point with emotions and everything, but honestly, I'm still struggling to get back into a solid routine, and I'm the type of person that loves a routine, and so it's hard not to be hard on myself to not be back in the swing of it, but I'm also like, girl, you just went through a freaking breakup of 4 years. Like, give yourself some time, like you'll get back to it. You know, I can't be absolutely perfect right now with everything in my life. One of the biggest things that I've been struggling with this entire month so far is just eating. Like, when I am going through it, I have absolutely no appetite at all. Like, I don't feel hunger. I don't want to eat. It'll even feel just very hard to literally chew food. And it's really not like I'm trying to purposely starve myself or anything, but I just don't want to eat. And so because of that, I've lost 10 pounds in 4 weeks. And as someone that is I'm very into fitness. Like, if you guys follow my Instagram, like, I'm at the gym every day. I love lifting weights. Like, before this breakup, I lost about 20 pounds throughout 2024. It's like I'm the person that cares a lot about my health and my nutrition and the food I'm feeding my body, but going through this, I hate eating. And then I'll feel mad at myself for that because like I want to go to the gym because the gym is my happy place. I love going to the gym. It's like the one thing I look forward to every other day. But I know I can't perform well in the gym if I'm not eating enough and fueling my body. It's hard over here. So I've really been trying to find more just like safe foods that are very easy to eat and like I don't have to think about it and like I can just mindlessly eat it and it's okay, you know what I mean? The most helpful food so far has been my oats overnight that I eat in the morning because it's like drinkable flavored oatmeal. That sounds really gross the way I'm saying it, but I actually like love it and it's a service that I really got into this year. But it's like really filling, good macros, good fiber, like it's a good way to start your day, and for me, because you're just drinking it out of a blender bottle, it's very mindless. I've been eating that. I can do like protein shakes, bananas, crackers with like meat and cheese. It's like the last thing I want to do is sit and cook a whole meal. So like I'm slowly trying to get back into meal prep because that just makes my life a lot easier if I have a lunch meal prep throughout the week. And then also literally New Year's Eve, I got sick. I went the entirety of 2024 without being sick. And then, of course, the last day while I'm dealing with this, going through the holidays, I get freaking sick. I'm still kind of dealing with that cold if you can hear it. And I actually tested for COVID today because I was drinking an energy drink that is normally like very, very flavorful. And I went to drink it today and I was like, I can't really taste this. So I took a COVID test today and it came back completely negative. So I think I'm in the clear, but that was a little sus there for a second. It feels like the universe is kind of messing with me right now, you know, like things aren't going my way, but that's okay. I'm going to keep taking baby steps forward and also just kind of trust in myself and trust in the universe and know that good things will come to me. So going into this new year with this, you know, entirely new, fresh start, I clearly am going to focus on myself and I want to kind of revisit my passions and like figure out my dreams and my goals. And one of my passions and one of my hobbies is singing. I absolutely love singing. Fun fact, before I started doing makeup videos on YouTube, this channel was actually a cover channel where I would just like sit and play piano and do covers of songs that I like. I think there's still some videos if you scroll back to the very beginning, but most of them are private because I'm like literally like a freshman in high school just singing covers on the internet. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll let the world see those again, but not today. But I love singing. It brings me so much joy. I am always playing music in the house, blasting music in the shower, like having my own performances. Growing up, I literally wanted to be like Taylor Swift. And one of my favorite things to do is to find songs that really portray my emotions and how I'm feeling, because sometimes I have a hard time knowing what my feelings and emotions are. So if I can find a song that clearly explains that, it just like, it is so, I don't know, like therapeutic to me in a way. So I'll just find songs that just like really fit my vibe and I'll do covers of them. So I did post, I think 2 on TikTok. I did post 1 on Shorts here as well. I kind of just want to get back into that a little bit, just like as a side hobby, you know, for fun. Like I brought my keyboard out and I've been playing that a lot more, which is really fun. A big thing that I did too is I joined a choir, and I just had my first meeting last night actually. Because one thing about me is I am very, very isolated. Physically, because of where I live in Boring, Oregon, which is like literally the country area, middle of nowhere, kind of where a lot of people retire, so there's just not people my age around the place. And then with social media being my job, you know, I am isolated. I work for myself. I sit in a room alone and talk to a camera for a living. Like, that's weird. But I am quite lonely, you know, I don't really have a lot of friends either. I go to the gym multiple times a week, and that's kind of like, that's my activity. That's me getting out of the house and doing things. And so I thought to myself, you know, like, what activities can I try to join or sign up for? And I came up with choir, because I did choir all throughout my school years, like all the way from elementary into high school. But like even in high school, I was in like one of the top a cappella choir groups, and like it was a group of like 10 people, and it was so much fun. And I absolutely love just singing in a group of people, reading music and everything. Like, it's just fun. And so I found this all women's choir in Portland. It is a pretty large group. It was about like 50 to 60 people, and it's people of all ages. So you had everyone from like 20 years old up to like 70-year-old ladies singing in the front, and I freaking loved it. Like I said, yesterday was the first meeting, and it was so much fun. The group was very, very welcoming. You know, there was a lot of people that have been there for years. There was about 20 new singers as well, including myself. And it was just really fun to read sheet music again, and it was also kind of challenging because it has been years since I have done that. So I'm excited to keep doing that. I really hope I can try to make at least a friend or two, you know, out of a group of 60 women. I can make a friend, right? You know, and like try to be active in the group and everything. I know sometimes they go do other activities, so like I want to be part of a group and a community. So I really hope this is just like a good fit for me. So far, so good. I blow my nose, but just did my makeup. Okay, well, my nose and my upper lip might not look perfect because I keep having to blow my nose. That's okay. I did quickly just want to kind of talk about content and stuff while I'm here with this, you know, update and everything. I've honestly just been feeling a little bit frustrated with content creation in general. So like how I was saying earlier about my 12 days of tutorials and how those videos just really weren't performing well for my channel. And so there was a night where I really took a deep dive into my YouTube analytics. So when I looked at the videos that were performing really well on my channel, you know, I have like a couple viral videos, the videos that I uploaded this year, like which ones did well, and I really looked into that. And honestly, my eyeshadow tutorials are my least performing videos on my channel. And that was kind of a tough pill to swallow because like I've had that feeling for a while, but actually looking at the data and analytics, like that's the truth right there, is that those videos don't do well for me anymore, which makes me sad because, you know, that is how I built this channel, was teaching eyeshadow tutorials. And it's just so strange because I'll see people comment all the time, or like even on Reddit, people wanting more makeup tutorials, and I'm always like, here I am over here doing tutorials still. And so as a creator, if I want to continue doing this as my job, I need to do the videos that perform well for my channel and the videos that make money. Like at the end of the day, this is my job. This is how I make a living. And so I don't want to stop completely doing eyeshadow tutorials, but I talked about this also in my video with the Natasha Denona mini eye sculpt palette that I've really been liking, is that eyeshadow just really isn't as popular as it used to be. And that's just the fact, and that's how the trends change. So I will still do some eyeshadow tutorials. You know, when I was looking at my analytics, the videos that did well were the videos with more like mainstream brand palettes, specifically like brands at Sephora. The videos with like Patrick Ta palettes, Makeup by Mario, Huda Beauty, Natasha Denona, like those videos did well, so I will continue to do those on my channel. You probably know this if you watch my videos, but I'm not like super into indie makeup, and whenever I do post a video with an indie palette, that video completely flops, and that's just like, that's fine because that's not what my channel is like mainly about. I'm not Angelica Nyqvist, you know? Like as beauty content creators, we all kind of have our own little niche of, the makeup we like and the things we like to post about. I do know that I want to try to pivot a little bit more into hair content. If you follow my TikTok, I have been doing a lot more hair videos over there of just like styling my short hair and just showing different ways to wear it, because I really do love having short hair, and I do think it's kind of a niche market. There's not a lot of women with short hair like mine that can kind of lean a little masculine sometimes. Sometimes I kind of like playing with that, like gender expression that's more on a spectrum is how I view it. Like there are days where I feel super girly, I want to do my makeup, do my hair, be cute and feminine, but then I have days where I just want to be like, I don't know, kind of more tomboyish, throw my backwards hat, don't put on makeup, wear baggy clothes. Like it just depends on the day and my mood, honestly. I don't know, so I kind of want to lean into that side of myself more and also see what happens if I do decide to post more hair content. I haven't really done a lot of hair content in long form videos like here on YouTube. Like I said, I've done a lot on shorts and Instagram and TikTok. So I need to kind of figure out how and what videos for hair that I want to do for long form. So I don't know if you're out there with short hair, like let me know what you want to see. I don't know, I'm not like entirely sure yet of what exactly I want to do, but I do know that I need to pivot a little bit. And then also the freaking TikTok ban, like no one knows if it's gonna happen or not. We are so close to that date of when it should be banned. And so honestly, the results of that kind of depend a lot on how my content will change as well, and I need to be aware of that. There's just like a lot going on, and I feel like I'm in this place right now where I feel confused and I don't really know what direction to go in because there's so many different directions I could go in. But I've also had the thought of, do I want to quit content creation and go get a real job? Like content creation is a real job, like this is how I make my living, but by real job, I mean a job with a boss and coworkers and assignments and things to do, I guess. One thing about me is that I love business. I have a degree in marketing. Like I'm just a very business-minded person. I also have my small business, the Bright Lashes. That's another thing I need to focus on so bad. I don't know, it just feels like I have a lot on my plate right now. And one thing about me too, like for this job of content creation, like I do everything 100% myself. I'm sure you know of some creators that, kind of have a team behind them. A lot of people have even just like an editor or a manager, even assistants, people that help come up with video ideas. Like I don't have any of that. I do everything myself, my editing, my filming, my ideas, emails, negotiations, contracts. I even do my accounting all on my own because I actually really like accounting. I'm kind of a numbers nerd at the same time. On top of that, and I have my small business, the Bright Lashes, that again is 100% just me. I am the one emails, fulfilling orders, doing inventory, accounting, dealing with suppliers and contracts. Like it is all me. It just feels like I'm at this point where it's like either I need to get some help with what I'm doing for content creation, I need to pivot my content a little bit, or I need to look into getting some kind of marketing job because I think I would really love that too. If I were to get like a real job, I could really see myself working for a beauty brand. Like I really want to stay in the beauty world because I really do love it. I could easily see myself working in marketing or advertising for a brand or public relations. I also have a lot of experience working retail at makeup stores. I worked at Ulta and Sephora throughout college. So I've even thought about maybe doing something more like on the headquarters kind of level. Like what if I moved to Chicago to go work for Ulta's headquarters? I don't know, like that's a wild thought, but thinking about it, I don't know. But I'm also telling myself like I don't need to make all of these big changes and decisions right now because my life literally just got flipped over 4 weeks ago. So I'm giving myself some time. Don't worry, I'm not going to make any rash decisions at the moment. I got a lot of things to think about, and like I said, there's lots of options and paths I can take right now. But really, I have to start with like figuring out what makes me happy and what makes me feel fulfilled as a single person, because I know that I tend to place a lot of my value and worth and fulfillment into that person that I'm in a relationship with. But I know I need to work on how do I feel that way being alone and just like being happy with myself. I guess that's kind of the content update, is that you might notice some changes here on my channel. It's probably going to be like slow and gradual. I am still planning on posting 2 long form videos a week and doing a few shorts every week as well. So there will still be content, just the type of content might change a bit. I am still planning on filming declutters. I did do one declutter of like all of my base makeup. I definitely want to do an eyeshadow palette declutter. I want to go through my lip products. I also really want to do kind of a low buy year for 2025 because I'm also just kind of over buying products at this point. So probably some more videos focused on like underconsumption and, you know, spending habits, things like that, using up the makeup in my collection. Probably not a project pan. Oh my gosh. I tried to start project pan in 2024. I think I did like just the one intro video and then I completely flopped the rest of the year. So my bad, but I really have been trying to finish up and use the products in my collection and really stop myself from buying all the new. I'm honestly just at this point where I'm just sick of having so much stuff. I do have an exciting trip coming up here in the next few weeks that I can't tell you too much about, but there is something coming later this year and I will keep it at that. I also have a Vegas trip planned in February with one of my really good friends. It's gonna be her birthday, so like how freaking fun is that gonna be? It's also gonna be my very first time in Vegas, so if you guys have any good recommendations, give them to me. Here's the vibe. We don't really want to go out like clubbing and dancing, like that's just not our kind of thing. Like I want to do more like karaoke or like fun activities that's with like a little bit of drinking, you know, but not like dancing. That's not me. Or like going to shows or just good restaurants or bars. Like please leave any recommendations in the comments. I would love some help because like we need to start planning this and I don't even know where to start because I know there's just so much to do in Vegas. We definitely need to make some sort of plan. But yeah, that's kind of the life update that I have for you guys. Like again, things are really hard right now and I don't really know what's next for me, but this is the time to focus on myself. And I know I'm gonna come out of this stronger and better than ever because I truly believe like time heals everything. Everything happens for a reason. I know those are so cliche, but like it's true though. Like all I can do right now is just try to be the best version of myself possible. And I believe that that will get me where I need to go. So yeah, I know I'm gonna be okay through all of this, but the best I can do is just take it day by day, journal, feel my emotions, go to therapy, do the activities that make me happy and bring me joy, and just kind of go from there. I honestly feel so much better right now sitting here at the end of this video than I did at the beginning. I was very anxious and stressed and nervous in the beginning, but right now I feel like I was just able to get all of that out. That's kind of all I really want to talk about the breakup. Like from here on out, I'm going to be moving forward with normally scheduled beauty content, but I just wanted to let you guys know what is going on in my life, and maybe if you're noticing like I'm a little bit lower for the next couple weeks or months, now you know why. I actually really like how my makeup turned out today though. Very pretty, kind of everyday look for me, but still glam, still a lot of makeup. Again, all the products I used will be listed down below and in the YouTube shopping. So thank you for watching. If you're still here, I know I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna get through this. I am strong and resilient. And just thank you for being here and for watching my videos. So I will see you guys in the next one.